the Sarabas River in Sarawak, Borneo, a land of ancient rainforests, winding waterways, and stories whispered through generations. Long ago, before it fell under the sway of the Raja of Sarawak, this region was a realm of local chieftains and Brunei influence.
This narrative offers a compelling window into the beliefs, customs, and historical recollections of the Malay community along the Sarabas River. It's a story rich in local worldview where dreams hold profound significance and the supernatural intertwines with daily life.
Our story begins with Datu Temenggong Kadir, a Malay from Brunei appointed by the Sultan to keep peace in Saribas. One night, an old man appeared to him in a dream.
Datu, go to Tandang Sari, cut down the great bamboo you will see there. Within it, you will find an egg. Take it and keep it safe.
The Datu awoke, amazed, and told his wife, Siti Hajar, of the command. She urged him to obey. At Tandang Sari, the Datu found the great bamboo. As he smote it with his sword, the earthshaker, a mighty storm erupted. When the bamboo fell, silence returned. He cut it open, and inside, just as the dream foretold, was an egg, yellow like ivory. He took it home to Siti Hajar, who kept it at the head of her bed. The next dawn, Siti Hajar awoke to find a beautiful baby girl where the egg had been. All that remained of the egg was a broken shell. They believed the child came from the egg.
The supernatural birth of Dayang Isah from an egg, heralded by dramatic portents, places her firmly in the realm of legend. This is a common motif in Austronesian folklore, signifying a figure of special destiny.
They named her Dayang Isah Tandang Sari. The Datu and Siti Hajar loved and cared for her as their own. When Dayang Isah was 12, a man named Abang Bunut, son of Abang Draman, wished to marry her. His father formally asked for her hand, and the Datu accepted, setting the wedding for when Dayang Isah turned 15. A buffalo was killed for the betrothal feast. But when Dayang Isah was 14, the Datu had another dream. The same old man appeared, instructing him not to allow the marriage unless the betrothed could pay 10 katis of gold at the wedding. The Datu and his wife kept this a secret. Meanwhile, on the island of Kemuja lived a man named Nakhoda Ka. He dreamt the moon fell upon his breast. Unsure of its meaning, he received his father's blessing and 10 katis of gold to sail east.
The attempt to locate Pulau Kemuja, Nakhoda Ka's homeland, remains a challenge even today. Local accounts are varied, placing it vaguely to the north near Siam, or to the west, perhaps near Sumatra.
They reached an unknown river and found a fisherman who spoke of Dayang Isah. Intrigued, Ka sent 4 men upriver. They presented themselves to the Datu, asking for Dayang Isah's hand on behalf of their chief. The Datu replied, "I will accept the betrothal if your leader can pay 10 katis of gold on the day of the marriage." Nakhoda Ka agreed. The wedding was celebrated 3 days later with a great gathering. Dayang Isah's beauty was beyond compare, like a fairy from heaven. Nakhoda Ka, however, was not a handsome man, far less so than Abang Bunut.
This story, as collected, is often a shortened version of what was likely a more elaborate oral epic, a sha'ir. Descriptions of Dayang Isah's beauty and her wedding would have been many pages long.
6 months later, Nakhoda Ka asked to visit Pulau Kemuja. The Datu agreed, also planning a trip to Spau. But at Tanjung Sepinang, an uneasy Nakhoda Ka had his men anchor. he secretly returned to Tandang Sari by night. Near the house, he heard a man's voice reading poetry, talk, and jest. After an hour, impatient, he uttered a spell, casting those inside into a deep sleep. Inside, he found Dayang Isah asleep with Abang Bunut, their heads on the same pillow. Enraged and urged by one of his sailors to simply kill that fellow, Nakhoda Khan lifted his wife and laid her upon her own bed. Then he drew his kris and slew Abang Bunut as he slept. The next morning, Abang Bunut was found murdered. Dayang Isah was aghast and begged to be put to death. "Take my hair in 7 tresses and plait them together for a cord." They did so, wound it tightly about her neck, and so she died. When the Datu heard the news, he was consumed by sorrow and anger. Wasting no time, he took his sword, the Earthshaker, and set off alone in his 7-fathom boat. Off Samira, he caught sight of Nakhoda Ka's becalmed schooner. Though Ka's men attacked, the Datu was invulnerable and suffered not a scratch. He climbed aboard, slew every man, split the schooner open, and sank it. His revenge complete, the Datu returned to Tandang Sari in great sorrow. Unable to bear living there longer, he and Siti Hajar moved to the Demit River, behind what is now Beladin. They lived there for 5 years before they died and were buried at the mouth of the Sabelin, near Beladin.
Tandang Sari, according to some, simply means a place one can visit and return from in the same day. The tombstone said to mark Dayang Isah's grave at Tandang Sari is broken but still standing. However, it is square and therefore likely that of a man, perhaps Abang Bunut. A flat piece of Belian wood nearby, now broken, may have been hers. Collecting such tales is essential. They are more than mere entertainment. They are repositories of culture, unwritten chronicles that convey a people's understanding of their past, their values, and their place in the world. Even in fragmented forms, they provide invaluable glimpses into rich narrative traditions.
And so ended the life of Dayang Isah of Tandang Sari. Her story, a blend of magic, love, tragedy, and fierce justice, continues to be told.